Fortnite has just recently officially announced the return of OG Fortnite, starting with Chapter 1 Season 1, with a post on their X or Twitter account that has left the community with a lot of excitement, but also a lot of questions and hopes regarding the return of this beloved era of Fortnite history. We're gonna take a look at everything we know about this and speculation about what could be in this new mode, and how it will affect Fortnite going forward. Epic Games tweeted this announcement saying that OG Fortnite was coming back permanently, starting with Chapter 1 Season 1. All we have confirmed with this announcement is old maps and old loot pools are returning with this game mode. We also have recently gotten a full image of the map in the advertisement, which will be right there on screen for you to see. As you can see, it looks to be an accurate recreation of the Season 1 map. And by the looks of it, it's pretty empty. As the first map, Epic was still figuring out what made a good Battle Royale map. I think once the nostalgia is over, people will get bored of this iteration of the map pretty easily, so it's good that each season will only last 1 month. Speaking of which, the most information we have about this game mode actually comes from leaks that were found before the announcement was made. So let's take a look at those. In these leaks, we have a bit more information regarding how the permanent OG mode will work. Mainly that it will have a builds and zero build modes, as is to be expected with any Battle Royale mode nowadays, but also the fact that the seasons will be in monthly rotations, meaning we start with Season 1 and go all the way to Season X, with each season lasting 1 month. And now we get to the speculation. A lot of people are wanting and wondering if we'll get old movement and old graphics back with this new game mode. I think getting the old graphics back is a possibility, and I would also love to see the old Chapter 1 graphics in game again, bringing us back to the old days with the same feeling. With movement, however, it's a different story. I feel like the movement in the game right now is pretty good with all the new mechanics like sprinting, mantling, sliding, and vaulting. And in part, I think those movement mechanics staying around during Season OG made a huge impact on its success. If we go back to old Chapter 1 movement, it would feel sluggish and limiting, especially for zero build players, and complaints would immediately start coming in asking it to be changed. Another thing that I haven't seen many people talk about but I think is interesting is the idea that with this new game mode, Epic might replay the live events that happened during Chapter 1. We know that most likely, even within the months of each season, the map will get changes, similarly to how it did back in Chapter 1. Now, wouldn't it be amazing if Epic Games replayed the events that brought about some of those changes? Fortnite only really started doing live events after Season 4, and they were simple. I think reliving some of those events like the rocket launch or the mech fight would be amazing for nostalgia, but also for new players who never got to experience them. And now we get to another important question. What happens after Season X? We know this game mode will go through all of the Chapter 1 seasons each month, so once we get to Season X, does it just cycle through Chapter 1 again, or do we move on to Chapter 2? I think this question is really important to have answered because 10 months go by pretty fast when you're getting new updates and changes almost every week. I think going back and cycling through Chapter 1 again after Season X would probably get stale or boring for people who played through these 10 months. In the short term, I think it'd be best to continue on to Chapter 2 and go from there. But then that begs the question, at what point does it stop? Would we go to Chapter 3 OG? What about Chapter 4? Would you really consider those chapters OG anymore? For this mode to see success long term, Epic needs to have a plan and find a good middle ground, or this will either become a repetitive game mode that lost its appeal, or just a mode to relive old Fortnite seasons and chapters without necessarily being OG. Another question on people's minds right now is if it really is a good idea, or if it could ruin the game and take away players from BR to this new mode. Now, I am someone that has a bit of a peculiar history with Fortnite. I started playing around Chapter 1, end of Season 2, or beginning of Season 3, and I played the game until around Season 5 or 6. At which point I lent my account to my cousin who was still interested in the game but didn't have her own account. I came back to the game with Chapter 4 Season OG because of the nostalgia factor and because I had heard that there was a zero build mode now in the game. I ended up sticking around for Chapter 5 because I wanted to see what else the game had to offer, and I was having fun with it again. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen with this new Fortnite OG mode, and Chapter 6 going forward for a lot of people. They will play the OG mode and enjoy it, but at some point they'll either get bored of it or get curious about what's currently happening with Fortnite and try Chapter 6. I also think it's up to Epic to make Chapter 6 good and take the feedback they'll be getting from that mode about what made the old chapter so good and implement it in BR in a way that fits. It's an opportunity, but also a good move to keep the player base in the game high. OG brings players back in, but Chapter 6 keeps them playing. At the end of the day, it's all about how Epic handles this new game mode and how they treat their main Battle Royale mode as a result. But I am hopeful that this will be a good addition to the game. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments, and feel free to leave your opinions and speculations regarding this new mode there as well. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please consider liking and subscribing if you're new to the channel, and I hope to see you all again next time.